The West Coast Crips, WCC, formerly known as the West Coast Mafia Crips, are an African-American street gang, located in the Stockton, Central neighborhood of Southeast San Diego, California. The West Coast Crips originated in 1972, as the West Coast Mafia Crips. Like many black gangs in Southeast San Diego, they also have roots in South Los Angeles, California. The West Coast Crips is the San Diego chapter of the East Coast Crips, based in south-central Los Angeles, California. The West Coast Crips consist of two main cliques: the West Coast Rollin 20s, 25th, 27th, 29th Street and Market Street, and the West Coast Rollin 30s, 30th 33rd Street and Market Street. The West Coast Crips are the longest-standing Crip gang in the southeast region of San Diego. Entertainment. CW3 and I-Rock are well-known rappers from the southeast region of San Diego, and are affiliated with the West Coast Crips. They have collaborated with notable musicians such as Nipsey Hussle of 60s Neighborhood Crips and 400 of Treetop Pirates. CW3 and I-Rock also collaborated with well-known San Diego rappers, such as Mitchie Slick of Linkin Park Bloods and Damu of 5'9" Southside Brims, along with Juice Lee, Beta Bossolini of Parkside Pyru, as well as J.O. Felony and C-Hick of the Rollin 40 Neighborhood 40s Crips. The news. On May 9, 2014, Friday, around 11:30 in the morning, rapper CW3 was gunned down at a barbershop he opened 3 months prior to the shooting. Witnesses say, CW3 was approached by a gunman who opened fire inside the barbershop without giving any kind of warning. CW3 was shot multiple times in the torso region of his body. When the news media arrived on the location of the shooting, they were greeted by a number of angry residents in the community. When police arrived on the scene, they found CW3 already dead and his body covered in blood. In 2011, the West Coast Crips and their ally the Rollin 40s Neighborhood Crips attended a club event in downtown San Diego, with performance by 400, rapper, who is affiliated with the Treetop Pirates located on the west side of Compton, California. The West Coast Crips and the Rollin 40s Neighborhood Crips interrupted 400 stage performance by members of both gangs, can be heard taunting 400 and his entourage by chanting "Rollin, Rich Rollin," and "Fuck slobs," a derogatory term for Bloods used by Crips. Members of 400 camp can be heard shouting "Fuck naps," a derogatory term towards gangs under the Neighborhood Crips umbrella. This led to a physical altercation, which ended when the San Diego police arrived at the scene. In 2009, Michael Anthony Watkins, known on the streets as Lil Mikey, an active member of the West Coast Crips, were shot during a coin shop robbery attempt in North Park, San Diego. Lil Mikey was shot in the leg and lower back. He made it outside where he collapsed on a sidewalk and later died from his wounds. He was 26 years old at the time of his death. Allies and rivals. The West Coast Crips have a close alliance with the Rollin 40s Neighborhood Crips, and are allies of all gangs under the West Coast Crips umbrella. Their rivals are the 5'9" Southside Brims and the Linkin Park Pirates, as well as the Skyline Pirates. They also feud with the Emerald Hill Gangster Bloods and the Lil Africa Pirates.